you were handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. My name's Mike Amos. I hope you're doing well this morning on a Monday, Columbus Day, October the 8th. Of course, it's a holiday for some of you out there. And, of course, the fall break holiday is going on. And notice that a lot of our people are heading to the beach and going to Disney World and having a big time while we have to work. Hope everybody's doing well and had a great weekend. Of course, you Auburn fans not too happy today, and you Alabama fans keep rolling along with an outstanding year. And, of course, football teams get better every week, and hopefully Auburn's program will get better. Right now, they're in a little disarray as Mississippi State sort of handed it to them. In that game, Mike Amos calling in. Uh-oh, I hear some crying babies this morning. How you doing?
She actually ain't crying. That's her just yelling.
Well, of course, I want to mention Mike Amos is calling in from Birmingham. Bad weather in the south of us, Mike. Hurricane call.
We're concerned about our place down in Grayton Beach. We've been talking about that. And then, of course, I know y'all have a place down there in Laguna Beach. And everybody's concerned came from being a tropical storm to possibly a major hurricane. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of come out of Yucatan Peninsula. You wouldn't think it would have that much time to get that big, but I guess maybe it's a possibility.
Well, and of course, right now we're just expecting.
If it ends up being a Category 3 hurricane, I mean, we're talking about loss of life, and tons of property damage, and hopefully that won't be the case.
Yeah, hopefully not. No question about it. Hopefully, right now we're just going to get some wind and some rain from it, but I don't know if it'd be a good time to head to the beach on Wednesday. Would you think?
No, I would not think that'd be a good idea. Of course, unfortunately for Troy, practice will be an issue because no indoor facility. Trying to get ready for that game against Liberty, Troy will have to go indoors, I guess, to Trojan Arena. Of course, the biggest news in Troy is will Caleb Barker play out in Vegas? The Troy Liberty line is not even on the board because there's a question mark by Caleb Barker's name. So
yeah, well,
I'm really interested to hear Neil Brown's press conference today around noon to find out who's going to play.
Exactly right, and right now it doesn't look good from what I hear. I keep hearing the possible knee injury, and that's sad news for Troy folks.
Oh, I thought it was an ankle injury.
Well, I'm hearing now it might be a knee injury, and
well, he had a knee injury in high school that really hurt him. Was out for a whole year. In that game, I don't know if anybody saw it, but he was tackled clearly out of bounds.
Oh, I saw that.
And I don't know if that caused the injury or not, but that was one of the worst officiating jobs I've ever seen in my life. The guy's literally 3 yards out of bounds and gets tackled.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Of course, he was running up and down the field on Georgia State. He was about to put up probably 200 yards rushing.
You know what? I was even predicting maybe 300 yards where he was running. He was really something.
That would affect Troy's chances greatly. I mean, Sawyer Smith's a good quarterback, but I tell you what, that Barker, I told you the other night, I thought that kid could be special.
Yeah, I know it. Really good.
I hate that we burned a redshirt year with him. Unfortunately, he's played too many games to get redshirted now.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case. I'm definitely interested to hear Coach Brown's press conference today and see what's going on. Of course, Folsom got hurt, Troy's top linebacker, top tackler, and then Crowder got hurt at offensive guard, and Marshall, the guy that had been playing the middle linebacker, of course, Wisenhunt played a great game. He didn't even play either because he had been hurt. So Troy's got a lot of injuries right now.
No question about it. And, of course, we'll just have to find out, like you said, from the noon coaches.
Speaking of getting hurt, Auburn's defense got their feelings hurt against Mississippi State. Mississippi State ran for 350 yards against, I thought, the best defensive front in the whole country.
Let me tell you what won the ball game. Of course, there were two big plays. One of them was.
Didn't you think he scored on that touchdown? Boy, I really thought that was a touchdown.
Well, it was real close. I don't know.
That horrible camera angle. How do you not have cameras on the goal line?
Exactly.
On the pylon right there, straight across to see if that's a fumble or not.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, one of the biggest plays in the game was, you remember when the receiver was wide open and he overthrew him about 5 yards. All he had to do was just lay it up there, and he could have walked in the end zone. Then of course,
I believe like a receiver could have made that throw. I mean, a quarterback like Stidham. I mean, that should have been like. Yeah. I mean, him just throwing pitch and catch. I mean, that should have been so easy.
Well, and then later on, of course, the play that you were talking about, where the Auburn running back went in for a touchdown, they said that he did not have possession, and they called it a touchback. But the biggest thing in that game, Mike, was this right here, which was mind-boggling. Mississippi State held the ball for 41 minutes and 35 seconds. I mean, they held the ball. Auburn held the ball 18 minutes. Mississippi State held it 41 minutes.
Auburn knew that Fitzgerald couldn't throw the ball. Obviously, he couldn't. He made one of the worst interception throws you'll ever see in your life. I mean, literally just threw it right into the Auburn guy's hand in like triple coverage. I mean, the guy can't beat you with his arm, and all you had to do is stop the run, and you're supposed to have the defense stop the run. You still couldn't stop it. That's why I can't get over that.
Well,
and also, I'll say this before the half, I think he got stone cold hit and didn't make it in on the goal line there before the half either. I don't think Fitzgerald made it. I think his shoulder.
I think they held it.
But I think the ball was not in the end zone. So Auburn, who usually gets a lot of calls, a lot of breaks, I feel like, didn't get them the other night at Starkville, man. Those are two questionable calls. One led to a touchdown for Mississippi State, and one was taken away from a touchdown from Auburn.
No question about it. And, of course, I know Auburn fans are concerned about their team right now as they get ready for another big conference showdown this weekend.
I mean, what would you say going into the weekend, that Auburn would have gave up over 350 yards of rushing, or Alabama would have gave up 31 points and 400 yards of offense to Arkansas? What would have been the bigger surprise?
Probably Auburn giving up all the rushing yardage.
I tell you what, I'm still shocked at what Alabama did now. And let me just say this: Arkansas fumbled inside the 2-yard line one time, and then had another drive I think where they fumbled. I mean, Arkansas could have put up 40 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really amazing how bad Alabama's defense is when they put in the 2s and the 3s. I mean, it's not even like competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, usually over the years, the 2s and 3s could be starters for most schools, but not anymore at Alabama. I mean, and I'm sure Saban hates it with a passion, that the fact that he's so used to winning with defense, but, I mean, they're just going to win with offense this year. There's no doubt about it.
Well, it looks like their offense is pretty good. They put up 65. Auburn's offense is what surprised me.
They play Ohio State and Haskins, and they play Georgia and Fromm, people that can move the ball and have great offensive talent. I tell you what, man, that defense got to get a lot better, or Alabama's got to win shootouts. I mean, like, they're going to have to score every single time they have the ball.
Tell us a little bit about baseball before we get into football today.
Well, Ronald Acuna, the Braves' phenom rookie, broke the Major League Baseball record last night for youngest player ever to hit a Grand Slam. He broke Mickey Mantle's record.
Did he really?
Only 20 years old. He hit a Grand Slam. The Braves go up 5-2. The Braves' pitching's been awful, and the Dodgers tied up 5-5. But the Braves' star player Freddie Freeman hit a home run in the 6th, and Braves got out of 2 runners on with no outs tonight and held on to win 6-5.
Well, that was great.
So the Braves will play again today, this afternoon, actually, to try to tie it up with the Dodgers. Now, Milwaukee's already swept the Rockies, so they've already advanced. And then the Yankees and the Red Sox are 1-1 right now.
Yeah. Well, that's of course, baseball fans have got to be excited about all that. So how many games we got today?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. Also, Cleveland is already down 2-0 in their series as well to the Astros. The Astros are playing great.
Yeah. No question about it. Of course, we got a
I
lot.
tell you what, it's just hard to keep up with baseball though with all this going on.
Yeah, no question about it.
I did read today, which is really interesting. Oklahoma fired their defense coordinator after losing to Texas.
Oh, God. Did they really?
Bob Stoops' brother, Mark's dude.
Oh, me. Are you serious? That young coach fired the defense coordinator.
Texas put up 48 points, and I guess Lincoln Riley said he was ready to have all the Stoops gone, and he wanted to, have his own guy in there.
I'm sure he does. Yeah. So he's out of there.
Yeah, that's right.
Boy, I saw one of the best pro games I've seen in a long time last night as well.
Mike Stoops, not Mark. Sorry, Mark's the coach of Kentucky.
Last night, if you were watching the pro game with, I thought it was with Dallas and, I was rooting hard for Dallas and Houston. And boy, Houston, they've got a defense that just won't wait. And it was a great game. It went into overtime. It was tied after regulation 16-16. And I don't like the way they do it now, Mike. They just give you something like 10 minutes, and if you don't, whoever scores, well, I mean, like if you kick a field goal, the other team has got a chance. They give you
everybody gets a chance. You got to score a touchdown to win it. Yeah.
And that, of course, Dallas didn't get in range to kick a field goal. Houston did, and Houston wins the ball game last night.
Deshaun Watson, is the quarterback.
Boy, he was impressive too.
A great quarterback from Clemson, and
he is a competitor. And then the wide receiver was just as out of sight. This number 10. I should know it.
Yeah, he played at Clemson too.
Boy, he was really good. Really good. What was his name?
He was there early on during Dabo's time.
Some of the games yesterday, the Panthers beat New York on a last-minute field goal with 1 second left. Listen to this, Mike. 63 yards. Gano for Carolina kicked a 63-yard field goal with 1 second left in front of 74,000 fans to win the game for Carolina.
Yeah, Graham Gano, he's kicking Florida State.
Cleveland beat Baltimore.
DeAndre Hopkins is the receiver you're talking about.
Boy, that guy was good. He played at Clemson?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Of course, the Browns won.
The Giants are having a horrible year, man. They only won one game.
I know it. And
how about the Browns? Now they haven't won a game in 2 years. Now they're 2-2-1.
I know it. And of course, a lot of it has to do with them having a good quarterback. Mayfield, the former Oklahoma quarterback, is now with Cleveland and playing very well. The Chiefs beat the Jaguars 30-14. The Chiefs might have one of the better teams in the NFL right now. The
Jaguars are undefeated, and the Rams are undefeated.
The Jets are led by a guy named Isaiah Crowell. You know who he is, don't you?
Yeah, everybody in Montgomery, Alabama.
Ran for 219 yards, including a 77-yard touchdown.
He played college ball at Alabama State after he transferred from Georgia.
That's right. No question about it. The Bengals, who are playing very well right now, beat the Dolphins 27-17.
Man, what is wrong with the Falcons? The Falcons are 1-4.
Well, I tell you what, you can't figure this. Of course, you can't figure the Steelers. The Steelers beat the Falcons 41-17. The Titans beat the Bills 13-12. Well, you know what? I'm reading it. It says Titans 13, Bills 12. But you're right. When I look at the other page, it's 13-12. The Buffalo Bills win.
Yeah, Buffalo won. That's a huge upset in pro football. Nobody thought the Bills would win 2 games with their young rookie quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. And of course, other games.
Pro football, you have no clue. I mean, the only thing you have a clue about is when the Saints and the Falcons play. It's going to be over in the total. That's it.
The Saints and who?
when the Saints and the Falcons play.
Oh, yeah.
For the total.
Yeah, no question.
There's really nothing else you can.
The Vikings beat the Eagles. Kirk Cousins, who I thought was just a mediocre quarterback when he played for the Michigan State, threw for 301 yards. As the Vikings beat the Eagles, the Rams are with Todd Gurley. Listen to this, Mike. They
came back and beat Seattle.
That's right, 33-31. Gurley, of course, former Georgia star, and also Jared Goff passed for 321 yards. The Chargers, Phillip Rivers threw for 339 yards, and he became the 59th 3-yard passing game in Rivers. God, that is something, isn't it? That was his 59th 300-yard plus game of his career. And the Cardinals beat the 49ers 28-18. Josh Rosen, the former UCLA quarterback, was the star of that game. So that just gives you a rundown of pro football. And, of course, we've got a lot of football to talk to you about, high school and college. We'll be right back. Want to mention
huge game in the Sun Belt tomorrow night.
What now?
Huge game in the Sun Belt tomorrow night. You got Appalachian State at Arkansas State.
Whoa, that is a good game. That's a Tuesday night game too. Is that right?
Yeah.
And of course, right now the teams to beat in the.
What, we don't have a commercial?
No, we didn't go. I want to mention the teams to beat are the teams out there right now. Georgia Southern walloped South Alabama, so they look like a team to beat. Their quarterback, Mike, rushed for over 100 yards and scored 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they definitely have improved this year. Of course, Appalachian State is one of the highest scoring teams in the country, playing Arkansas State, who can put up a lot of points, and Arkansas State's already, fallen to Georgia Southern. But this would be a huge loss for Appalachian State. If Arkansas State can win, we're definitely pulling for Arkansas State tomorrow night if you're Troy, because you want Appalachian State to have as many losses as you can before you play them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And are you talking about Appalachian or talking about?
Appalachian State, Georgia Southern.
Yeah, you won't
the division. You want all those teams to lose.
Yeah.
Arkansas State is probably going to represent the West. There's no other team in the West that's any good.
Yeah.
I mean, La Monroe, I watched them against Ole Miss. They just pretty much quit. I've never seen a team play so bad in my life.
And Troy had to.
Ole Miss beat them 70-21. It could have put 100 points on them. That's how bad La Monroe's playing right now.
Louisiana's playing a little bit better, though, don't you think?
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, they lost to Coastal at home, and I mean that Eastern Division's awful.
Yeah. Of course, we'll be talking more about that. I want to also mention.
The surprise of the weekend in college football to me was when I looked at the scores and I saw where Utah beat Stanford 40-24.
I know it. I saw that. You're exactly right.
That was a shocking score.
Sure was, and of course, so who is the best team in the West now? Washington, I reckon.
I mean, but Washington went to UCLA and was a 21-point favorite, only won by 7. So I mean, I don't know who's really great in the Pac-12. Notre Dame was impressive against Virginia Tech, so a lot of people think Notre Dame is going to go undefeated now. Most of their tough games are over.
Looking at the college poll this week, Alabama number 1 with 61 first place votes. Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, then Notre Dame, then West Virginia. West Virginia, unless somebody can beat them, Mike, looks like heading to the Final Four. What do you think?
I think they'll get beat by Oklahoma, probably.
I don't know. They're pretty good. They've been playing pretty well right now. Washington's ranked 7th, Penn State 8th, Central Florida 9th. Somebody needs to beat Central Florida. And I don't think anybody will do it this year.
Florida, yeah.
And then, of course, Wisconsin number 10. Of course, in the AP poll, that's the AP poll has Alabama number 1, then Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame, West Virginia, Washington, Penn State, Texas, and UCF ranked number 10 in the country. that's got to be a first for Central Florida, Mike.
Yeah, you'd think so. Here's the remaining West Virginia schedule. I mean, they've got a pretty tough schedule left. They're at Iowa State this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be pretty tough. Iowa State's got a good quarterback.
And then they got to go to Baylor. Then they host Baylor at home. And then they got to go at Texas. And Texas will probably beat them.
Yeah, you're right.
And then TCU at home.
Oh, they got to, wait a minute. You talking about Central Florida?
No, West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure out who's going to beat West Virginia.
Yeah, you're right. Several teams that can beat them now. You're right.
They got to go to Iowa State. Then they play Baylor at home. They got to go to Austin. I think Texas will probably beat them.
Yeah.
TCU goes there at Oklahoma State, and then they play Oklahoma on Senior Day. So they got a really tough schedule. If they go undefeated on that, they deserve to make the playoffs.
I really like Texas's quarterback. He's a good one.
Yeah, he can really run the ball.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of Barker, who is the star quarterback for Troy. And as we led off the show, ladies and gentlemen, Barker is hurt. And how badly, we don't know. I'm a little concerned because they really have kept this thing quiet. And some people say it's his ankle. Some people say it's his knee.
Well, I watched Neil Brown's press conference, and he said, the biggest thing about Sawyer Smith is he got absolutely no reps during practice. He said they only practiced one day to turn around and play on a Thursday. So you're hoping, if he has more reps and as the quarterback throughout the week, that he'll come out and play a lot better, be more consistent.
Well, he didn't play bad. I mean, he didn't play bad. He had a big run and threw a touchdown pass, and he threw another one that should have been a touchdown. You remember that?
The guy dropped right in his hands. You're right.
So he's a good quarterback. I just hate to see Barker go down. I hope he's going to be all right.
Well, Troy, just like Coach Brown, is playing their best offense the last 2 games or 3 games they've played since he's been there as a head coach, he said.
You're exactly right. And, again, hopefully...
and let me just say this. Liberty, you're going to have to score points. They scored 42 and lost this past weekend.
Yeah.
So they beat Old Dominion, who beat Virginia Tech. They put 52 on them, beat them 52-10, and then they put 52 on New Mexico. And then they lost to Mexico State this weekend, scoring 42. So Troy's going to have to come up with some offense to win the game.
No question about it.
This is a huge trap game in the middle of the season. I mean, long trip. A team that's got a good offense. Not great on defense, but man, I'm gonna be really interested to see when this line comes out. If Barker's not playing, what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I know it. Exactly right. Some other games this weekend. Of course, Notre Dame to me is playing well. Beat Virginia Tech 45-23.
Yeah, Virginia Tech's quarterback not playing was huge. That made a huge difference.
Oh, I didn't know he wasn't playing.
Yeah, they couldn't keep up with Notre Dame as far as scoring points.
Then, of course, Clemson killed Wake Forest, but that's not killing much. West Virginia, again, beats Kansas 38-28. Kansas scored on the last play of the game and then went for 2 to make it a close game. Central Florida wins big again. Utah, like you said, was one of the big upsets of the year so far, beating number 14 Stanford. Colorado's undefeated. Somebody's got to beat them, Mike.
Yeah, they're off to their best start in years.
Then the big upset, we haven't said a word about it, was Northwestern beat Michigan State 29-19. So that was a big win for them. Wisconsin beats Nebraska 41-24. Michigan rolls over Maryland 42-21. North Carolina State beat Boston College, and Iowa State in a upset beats Oklahoma State 48-42. They've got a quarterback named Purdy who was 18 out of 23 for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns. He is a true freshman and a great player. I don't know if you saw him in that game or not. But
I didn't get to watch much of that. I did get to watch a lot of the Florida LSU game, and that was a great game. And I tell you what, Florida, Frank's played one of his better games, making quality throws, and LSU, fought to the bitter end, but late interception for a touchdown, and Florida at the Swamp. Mullen's doing a great job down there already, and all LSU's got to do is turn around and play at home against Georgia this weekend, so they could lose 2 games in a hurry.
And then after Georgia, you got Alabama, don't they? What side does that work?
They got Alabama in November.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot going on, and we're excited about the season. Of course, high school football, we're going to be talking about how some of our teams did in high school football this week, and, of course, some of the big games coming up. We'll be talking about that. Of course, it's homecoming at Alabama this weekend as they play Missouri. And
Missouri, I finally got South Carolina to win a game for me. They Missouri makes a 57-yard field goal, which is a long, long field goal in college football. And South Carolina gets the ball back with a minute left and kicks a field goal and wins the game.
Well, that's something.
But huge win for Muschamp. Of course, Missouri is going to turn around and play out in Tuscaloosa at 6 o'clock, and Alabama's a 29-point favorite already in Vegas.
Oh, man. Oh, man, that is something.
These lines in these Alabama games are just ridiculous.
We're going to go on a short break. We'll be right back.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Back to our show, we're brought to you by Sanders Truck Lines, located right here in Troy, Alabama, one of the largest trucking companies in the world, located right here in Troy, Alabama. And appreciate Hoss Daddy and all the great folks, and of course they've got a great deal going on right now at Sanders, where they've got a big bonus if you come to work with them today. And of course they've got all the amenities from insurance to 401k, and of course it's a great company to establish a career with, and of course very well known across the country. Sanders Truck Lines, right here in Troy. Got Mike Amos on the phone from Birmingham this morning.
I was looking. Troy Liberty game will be at 1 p.m. in Lynchburg, Virginia, at Williams Stadium, and it's gonna be on ESPN3. So I'll actually have that on my television up here.
Oh man, that's great.
Be able to watch that, and then head over to Tuscaloosa for the night game. Alabama game will start at 6 o'clock. So. Probably be able to watch at least the first half of the Troy game.
That'd be great. No question about it. A lot of fun to be able to go over.
Then Troy has 10 days off to get ready for a Tuesday night showdown at Labs People Stadium against South Alabama.
And you watch South Alabama be a brand new team when they play Troy. I tell you, they always play
South Alabama
Troy.
should get back in the win circle. They play Alabama State this weekend.
Do they? How's some other teams doing, Mike? Of course.
Well, the biggest upset we didn't even talk about, and I mean, I tell you what, this guy is not one of the best coaches in college football. I've never seen it. Bill Clark goes to La Tech
and beats them
10-point underdog, and UAB beats them 28-7.
Gosh, man, oh man, beats
Louisiana Tech 28.
Yeah, I know, coached by.
So I mean, they might win the league now, and the second year of Conference USA that they've been back since the football program.
I tell you, he is a good coach. No question about it. No question about it.
It's amazing. Their only loss on the year, UAB goes to Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina beats UAB by 23 points.
Oh, man.
So that's amazing. A team that Troy beat by 24, UAB lost to by 23. But, maybe it's just one of those days for them. But I tell you what, Clark, they talk about Coach Brown and, all these other colleges got to be noticing what he's doing at UAB. He's going to get a big-time job probably, too.
No question about it. Of course, UAB really playing well right now. Of course, Troy's playing well and winning. Now the record goes to 5-1. Of course, they ran the ball very well against a team that a lot of people thought was pretty good on defense, Mike, but Troy rolled up over 300 yards rushing, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Troy looked at that Memphis film a lot, and Troy runs a similar offense to Memphis, and Memphis had beat Georgia State 51-15, and I think that's kind of what Coach Brown's game plan was off, and Troy won 37-20, and it would have been a lot worse if Barker would have stayed in there. Troy gave up 2 late touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That made that game a lot closer than it really was.
Mike, in the first half, Memphis had 45 points. How many points they have for the game?
I don't know. You're talking about the Memphis.
Find out how many. Maybe one of the worst teams in college football right now could be UConn, Connecticut. And at the half, Memphis had 45 points on them. See if they scored 80.
I don't know. I have to look. Alabama was 41-14 on Arkansas at the half.
Yeah, that's right. But here, I've got something here might help me. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll look.
Memphis. It was a late game, so it might not have it. It could be.
I will say Wally Lowry was correct on his upset pick of Hawaii beating Wyoming at home, so he was right on his upset.
That's right. Well, I sort of liked Hawaii too. I was looking for that score.
I'll find it.
But I was just wondering if there was going to be some kind of record score there. Of course,
other games we didn't mention. Not LSU, but Louisville got killed by Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's playing really well right now, 66-31. Another upset out west, Utah. These were Friday night games. Utah beat BYU 45-20.
Yeah. Big game was Texas A&M beating Kentucky in overtime.
Texas A&M almost gamed that game away. That was one of the worst ends of a game you'll ever see. Like Kentucky, I don't even think could even move it to midfield on Texas A&M throughout the game. And all A&M's got to do is get a 3rd and 1 and run the clock out. Quarterback gets under center, and of course, the quarterbacks in the spread offense never get under center. Bobbles the snap, flies up in the air. The offensive lineman, all he's got to do is just jump on it. Instead, he tries to pick it up. He fumbles, and with 3 minutes left to go in the game, Kentucky recovers the ball, picks it up, runs it 45 yards.
I saw that, yeah.
And ties it up to go to overtime. And then in overtime, Kentucky missed a field goal. A&M scored a touchdown.
But whoever said that all it takes is a good defense, but they shut down Kentucky's great running back, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I mean, A&M almost just choked that game away.
Yeah. Of course, Georgia beat Vanderbilt 41-13. Pretty easy there. Backup quarterback, listen to this, Michael Scarnecchia threw for 3 touchdowns in his first college start.
Yeah, Bentley didn't play.
I know it. And he might not play again. And Parker White hit the game-winning field goal as South Carolina beats Missouri. but that was a big win for South Carolina.
Yeah, Memphis only won 55-14.
Oh, and they had 45 at the half, so they must have took everybody out. And of course, we've got a lot of high school games.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the 45 and a half. The line was 35 and a half.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
Yeah, they are, no question about it. I want to mention a few high school games that we want to take a look at this week that were sort of games or teams that in our area. Central Phoenix City shut out Enterprise 48-0. I wouldn't doubt if there had not been a moving van moved over to Enterprise. Tell you what, Enterprise playing terrible right now.
You think there was some for sale signs in the coach's yard?
I would think so because they're sure not winning. Other games in Class 7A that we might, Smith Station, that's our buddy's team beat Jeff Davis 23-17. Ronaldo Sinclair Pennington's team. He's not the head coach, but he's the assistant coach. And I bet you he can outrun anybody on the team, wouldn't you say?
Well, I know he's the head track coach. So that
Okay, Thompson of Alabaster won again, beat Spain Park 35-7. I talked to a guy that went to that game, Mike, and said this guy, Tua's brother, is better than Tua. That's saying a lot, isn't it?
He's not better than Tua. I've watched it. He's not as good as his brother, not yet. His name is Tallulah.
Tallulah?
He's also 3 inches shorter.
No, that had a little bit to do with it. Other games, Athens upset Coleman in 6A. Eufaula got beat by Park Crossing, Mike, 36-18. Eufaula under Coach Rigby is now 3-3.
Well, that's not bad for a first season.
Yeah. Other games of interest in that area, Oxford, the team that beat Charles Henson so bad, beat Huffman 57-0. Vincent Valley beat Gardendale 42-7. Everybody tells me that this kid at Vincent Valley is the real deal, Mike.
Yeah, that's Bo Nix, Patrick Nix's son.
Listen to this. Brent Bedsoe's Spanish Fort team beat St. Paul 22-0. That'll tell you something.
Yeah.
And my team of the week, the biggest upset lately, Mike, Stanhope Elmore beat Wetumpka 34-28 in a huge upset.
Yeah, I saw that. Who's coaching at Stanhope now? I mean, I knew Dean was there, but I know he lost his job and they brought in somebody else.
He's a new coach and he's done very well. Another game that sort of shocks me a little bit was Russell County beat Lanier 34-31. I didn't know Russell County was beating anybody in football.
Yeah, I saw Booker T. Washington beat another team again that kind of surprised me on the score.
So they're getting better. You're right. Briarwood Christian.
County High School beat an undefeated Providence Christian. Great job for Coach Holland.
And he is my team of the week. Coach Holland's Pike County Bulldogs beat undefeated. Of course, Kenny Keefe was the coach at Providence, and of course, tough luck on his behalf, but he's having a great year. So congratulations.
Did you get to turn on and watch the Charles Henderson replay against Greenville? Were they ever in that game?
Never was in the game. They trailed from the beginning and till the end. Greenville beat Charles Henderson 42-17. Puka Jones in that game threw for 300 yards, though, Mike, and maybe they'll use him the rest of the year.
Yeah, they gotta find a way to stop people. I mean, I watched that in the Beauregard game. Their defense is really struggling, it looks like, this year.
And we'll be on the show this weekend. Charles Henderson plays Ozark, Carolina of Ozark. That game will be. Oh, my
goodness. The Charles Henderson goes from playing Greenville to playing Ozark? Wow.
And we're going to be doing that game live right here on Troy Cable, so we're excited about that. Charles Henderson against Carroll of Ozark.
So what is Charles Henderson now, 1-4?
No, let's see. I want to say they're 2-4.
No, their only win is to Rehoboth.
Okay.
So they lost to wise, they lost to Beauregard, they lost to Greenville, and they lost to Oxford. So they're 1-4.
1-4. Okay, looking at some other games in our area that might interest you. Montgomery Catholic beat Ashford 30-0. Oneonta beat Cherokee County.
Highland Home killed Zion Chapel 58-0.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're playing very well right now.
What was the score in the Luverne Goshen game?
Final score in the Luverne Goshen game was 42-13. I saw Coach recently, and he's excited about his team. We're going to have a call in to Coach Larry Blakeney, Mike, in just a few moments. We're going to take this time, and we'll be right back. Mike, I'm going to call Coach. Here we go.
I'll just hold on. If you get him, I'll get off.
All right, here we go. We'll be right back. Right now, we're still on the air. Of course, the show's brought to you by Sisters today. What a great meal you'll find today at Sisters, and buffet every day now at Sisters. And, of course, we appreciate them so much being part of our show. We'll be back to more of Today in L.A. after this.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Marts, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Marts, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Okay. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by some great people we appreciate. All right, let's go back to our lines. Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing? Hello? Oh, we've got a call in coming in. Hello? Of course, our show is brought to you by our good friends at Road Mart on the bypass right here in Troy when it comes to tires or any kind of mechanical work, from oil changes to wheel alignment and front end alignment. They do it as well as anybody. Also want to mention Jean's Flowers on the South Brundage Street in Troy, and appreciate Mary Martha Lynn and all the great folks at Jean's Flowers. Okay, Piggly Wiggly's got their steaks on sale, and I recommend the bone-in ribeye. Get them to cut you a couple about an inch and a half thick, and you'll love it. Mike Amos calling in from Birmingham this morning. Of course, we want to mention some high school scores this past weekend. Of course, Caleb Dawson and Raquan Martin scored 2 touchdowns early, but it wasn't enough as Luverne beat Goshen 42-13. Pike Liberal Arts ran roughshod over their rival Fort Dale 45-0. Big win for Pike. They're now 18-0, and they go up against powerful Monroe this weekend. Pike County beats Abbeville, beats a good Abbeville team, 20-14. Great effort by by the Bulldogs in a 20-14 victory. Carroll High of Ozark beat Rehoboth 33-21. Those are some of the games. We're still looking at some games here this week. Andalusia beat Williamson 13-6. Some other games, Booker T. Washington beat Dale County 22-12. That was a shocker to me. Some other games, and let's go to our phones. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing? I thought we had somebody on hold, but we don't. I want to mention Headland, who's playing very good football right now. Beat Alabama Christian 74-44. Can you believe that? That kind of points. And other games in our area, Pitt's Bayside, Mobile beating Flomaton 34-21. Bullock County beat Beulah 20-14. Best team Bullock County's had in a while. Other games, Gordo beat Holt. Coach Blakeney would like to know that. Of course, again, Pike County beating Providence 25-14 in a big game played at Bulldog Stadium this past weekend. Wicksburg walloped Opp. I don't know what's wrong with Opp. Beat them 47-0. Strawn beat Geneva in an upset. Geneva been playing good football, but Strawn beat them 27-14. So that was a big win for them. Abbeville beat Arrington in a huge game. I thought surprised everybody. Abbeville beats Arrington 30-0. Big win for Abbeville. Some other games, Daleville beat Cottonwood. Geneva County of Hartford beat G.W. Long. Highland Home, as Mike mentioned earlier, beat Zion Chapel 58-0. And Houston County beat Barber County 49-0. Luverne beat Goshen, as we mentioned. New Brockton playing real good football right now. Beat Calhoun 54-0. Some other games in our area. Elba beat Brantley 26-2. So Elba's still undefeated. And a couple other games. How about this? Florella, who hadn't beaten anybody much lately. Florella beats Red Level 68-26. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and of course this is a Monday, and of course moving right along already. It's the 8th of October. Coach Larry Bladney, there'll be trick-or-treating at your house before long. What do you think?
Yeah, they sure will.
When Halloween gets here, all the stores are already decorated at Christmas. You want to go out and walk through Walmart.
Yeah, I try to stay out of Walmart if I can. It's a great store, but
I bet you see a lot of people though, don't you?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of folks up here. I have had relationships with over the years. Teammates and folks that went to school, and I worked up here for a good while before I came to Troy, and I enjoy that.
You got 3 good hometowns: one Gordo, one Troy, and the other one Auburn. There's no question you love Troy. Troy's a great town, isn't it?
It really is. I enjoyed being down there the other night and watching the Trojans win, and against I thought a dangerous Georgia State team.
They had a receiver coach that a lot of people think is the best in the upcoming draft.
Really, I didn't know that. He was a player.
Yeah.
That depends on a lot of things, and of course, on the field play and making plays is #1 thing they'll look at. They'll look at a lot of other things too.
What impressed you about Troy, Coach? Of course, right now they're concerned about their quarterback being injured.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You told me that a minute ago, but I think they're good in all areas, and and maybe not great in all areas, but good in all areas, and they take care of business on defense, and they can move the football on just about anybody, and kicking game, especially their return game. And seem like they do a good job in the total kicking.
They've got a lot of athletes, don't they? I mean, really, that are skilled athletes.
Yeah. Neil and the staff have done a good job recruiting.
And they're still, you're right. And, of course, you set the precedence when you were there, Larry. No nonsense, great football, man. And we'll be forever indebted to you, my friend.
Geez, man, I'm forever indebted to Troy.
Well, now, of course, Troy now goes to Liberty, and of course, I can remember a team and going up to the game with you, and they Sam Retigliano was the coach. You remember that?
I think that's right. But I remember, that we dropped 2 touchdown passes.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it'd have been different, which is unusual for us. And
had a chip shot field goal to win the game.
Mention that.
I know what I hated to do. Coach Larry Bladney's on the phone from Auburn. Larry, I was looking at something. Everybody talks about Auburn, and of course, Mississippi State had a lot to do with it defensively. But Auburn has a guy wide open. I mean, as wide open as any guy I've ever seen. And quarterback overthrows him. Then he has a running back that breaks.
6 times he overthrew him.
Oh yeah, and then he's got a wide receiver. I mean, a running back running for a touchdown, and he fumbles, and they said it was out of the end zone for a touchback. But let me tell you what lost the ball game. Mississippi State held the ball 41 minutes to 35 seconds. You can't win and somebody hold the ball 41 minutes.
No.
Did you realize that, Coach?
I knew it was a long time. I didn't know the stat, but it was obvious that they had a plan to take that big quarterback and lead him up in different lines of scrimmage, attack holes, and he's a tough guy. and you know, he makes one miss usually, and it's hard to bring down. And
you know what? It reminds me of the old Billy Joe teams at Florida A&M that got that. They put that quarterback in the shotgun and just let him run to daylight. You know, getting 3 and 4. But the key was the whole time, and don't you know, Malzahn just is killing Malzahn. That bunch is holding the ball for 41 minutes.
Yeah, well, you know, that is a true fact, and that is a very telling fact. And you know, but you know, I know we had several opportunities in the passing game that could have been touchdowns.
And Coach, you know what so
was protected well and wide open.
Oh yeah.
And
then of course,
I love the quarterback. I really like him, but he was not on his normal game from throwing a deep ball, and so that hurt him too. But 41 minutes is the most telling fact, and I didn't realize it was that long.
That's right. That's how long he kept it. And you know, let me tell you something else too that I couldn't understand. You know, Fitzgerald's a good runner, but he's not a very good passer. He's running the ball almost every down, running the ball. I never saw 8 in the box, Coach. I mean, they was when Mississippi State would spread out, they spread everybody out, and I never saw Auburn in an 8-man, 9-man box because everybody in the stadium knew that Mississippi State was going to run it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Wouldn't you at least been in an 8 in the box?
I don't know. I wasn't in the meetings to know why Fitzgerald can throw it too, and so you know, you go to putting 8, 9 in a box. You know, you got a problem with the passing game, and so you know, and I'll have to ask my buddies over there to see if I can find out. But they had a good plan, and they had 8 available into the box most of the time. I think, depending on the spread of the formation, you got to cover them guys.
And of course, I really believe that was the only way Mississippi State's going to win the game. Is just kill the clock, and this guy made a big run. That was the only touchdown they had scored in the game.
Yeah. Well, you know, they had a great plan. That coach is a good football coach. Don't ever forget it.
I know he ain't pretty, Coach. He ain't pretty, but he can coach.
Yeah, he can coach. I mean, you know, he don't say much. He stands over there and make on his call sheet.
You're right. You know, he called every play. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had somebody signal it for him, but he seems like a very calm, cerebral head football coach, you know, and which is not necessarily the norm for this day and age. But
well, of course, right now Alabama's rolling, with 65-31. But Saban, don't you know, it's killing him to give up 31 points and over 400 yards in offense. You know, I think he's concerned about his defense. What do you think?
Well, sometimes when you scoring a lot of points, your defense gets to thinking maybe they don't need to be around so much, and I don't know. It's a mental game too, and you know, Alabama. Let's see, who did Alabama play?
Well, you know, they played Arkansas.
Yeah, and Arkansas is not a very good team. So,
but because they're an SEC team, they've got athletes. You know, they've got to have some athletes.
Yeah, they got some athletes, but they ain't got as many as Alabama's got.
I know it. You know, something I noticed about Alabama coaching, you probably looked at it too. Their running backs, every running back, look at them and look at their thighs. I mean, those guys got the biggest legs of any running backs you'll see, and I'm sure they work on that. But they're just big old strong guys.
Yeah, they are good players and can run, and break tackles, and that's where those hips come in.
Oh yeah, and those. You know what? You can look. You're exactly right. That's where those hips come in.
Yeah. Alabama. I don't want to get into it, but Alabama's got the best personnel of anybody in the nation, period.
Yeah.
And so, I think they've had the best number one recruiting class for the last 5-6 years in a row. And, when you do that, I'd like to coach them.
I know it. You're exactly right, Coach. I know what you mean. Of course, you had some great teams and some great running backs. And what in your opinion, is what you look for in a running back, Coach, more than anything?
Well, I think the internal part of it, having a desire to run, make people miss, run over folks, but the number one thing is that Bud Casey is, and make sure you take care of that football. And he was a great teacher of how to carry the football. And I see so many.
That claw, is that right?
Oh, yes. And not only the claw on the front end, but tucking it under the arm and holding it close and not getting it away from your body. And there's a lot of coaches today, this day and age, and at all schools that not necessarily. I'm sure they all coach it, but they don't emphasize it like Bud Rowe did.
Well, no question about it. Of course, Larry Blakeney, former Troy University head football coach, is on the line. We'd love for you to call in and talk to him this morning on our show. Coach, you're laid back now, and you watch football, and of course you're down in your back. You can't play much golf, so.
I'm trying to get back on that golf course, though. I promise.
Well, I tell you what, I've seen you play golf, and you're a darn good player. I know that. Especially your short game with those. Hey, listen, I'd take you with a sandwich in your hand.
Well, sometimes I am, and sometimes I ain't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No question about it. Of course,
I enjoy the game and enjoy the fellowship of playing golf, and I really miss it right now. And I hope my buddies don't forget about me. Maybe I'll get well.
Oh, I don't think they will. Of course, one thing about Auburn, there's so many golf courses over there now, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
that place,
golf area,
and that's something I was going to ask you. How much has that place changed since you were there before? It has had to change a lot.
Oh, it is.
I bet you get lost, don't you?
Yeah, well, if they're going to have to build another circle around Auburn if they don't quit letting folks move in here. But it's crowded. That's one thing I've said to most all my people that ask me about it is that it's so crowded.
And it's narrow streets too. They don't have those wide streets, do they?
Well, they got some wide streets around it, little perimeters, but if you don't know where you can get lost now. So,
Coach, I noticed that Georgia Southern's starting to play real well right now. They just wallop South Alabama. Well, that's going to be a tough place for Troy to play, and Appalachian State's also going to be a tough place for Troy to play.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's some good teams in the league that we're in. Troy, and I think Neil and them are right up there with them.
I do too.
Trojans, but do we play both of them on the road?
Yeah, you got Georgia Southern on the road and Appalachian on the road. We don't play Arkansas State until we could catch them in the championship game if things worked right.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Where do they play the championship game?
Well, it'll be at the home of the best record. Like, let's just say if Troy ran the table and have the best record, they would play in Troy. Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be good.
But
play Arkansas State or
Yeah, right now Arkansas State's by far the best team in that. They split those divisions, and Arkansas State's by far the best team in that division. And then on Troy's division, you got Troy, you got Georgia Southern, and Appalachian State, which is awfully tough. If you.
Well, I hope the quarterbacks will, or their people are well. I didn't notice them get anybody else hurt.
Well, they got a big lineman hurt. They lost, and then of course, the kid from Opelika, who is one of our I don't know if he's from Opelika. He's from, name's Folsom. Their best linebacker's hurt too. So they had 3 pretty key injuries. I was thinking about going to the press conference this morning and hear firsthand from Coach about how injuries look.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'd love to hear from him. But
a lot of your old friends were at the game. Johnny Williams was here this weekend, and
I saw Johnny. I was there.
I knew you were, and it was good to see you. And gosh, everybody loves you, Larry Blakeney. And of course, anytime you can come to Troy, it's a hometown for you. Don't ever forget that.
Hey, look, I will not ever forget that, and I love Troy and visit. And we moved here for family, and
oh yeah, I understand.
3 daughters that are closer to us, and one 2 doors from us.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are in the edge of Atlanta. So we had to get where we could make the trip better for them and us. So anyhow, I do miss Troy and the people. And,
yeah. No question about it. Of course, we appreciate you letting us talk to you on Mondays, and we're looking forward to talking to you next week. I tell you this, Troy, this is a trap game if I ever saw one. Liberty scores a lot of points, and Troy's going to have to score a lot of points to beat them.
They scoring a lot of points, huh? Well,
yeah, they have. They scored a bunch of points recently. They beat. Let's see, they scored 55 and 45 the last 2 games. So
wow.
Troy's going.
Who did play Slippery Rock?
No, they played. In fact, they beat the team that beat Virginia Tech. What is it?
Old Dominion.
Old Dominion beat them 55-10. The week after Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech.
Wow, that's something wrong with that.
Yeah. All these games that we see are games that you schedule, I'm sure.
I didn't do no scheduling.
Well, I tell you, we look forward to seeing you. Of course, we've got a lot of big days coming up, and it's always good to hear from you. And we'll be calling you next week. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for calling.
All right, have a good day. Larry Blakeney, ladies and gentlemen, calling in from Auburn this morning. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Napa Know-How. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Come visit Troy Nissan with a new modern look and same great staff. We are dedicated to providing you with an excellent customer experience. Shop us online at www.troynissaninc.com. Free oil changes for life on all new vehicles. Thanks for being a part of our family. Troy Nissan.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
back to our show, brought to you by our good friends at First Cahaba Bank, located on South Grundy Street right in Troy. And soon, very soon, in fact, they hope to be opening up their brand new full-service bank on the 1st of November. And, of course, we appreciate so much our good friends at First Cahaba Bank and Grady Caps and all the good folks. And they'll be open for business in their new location located on the Publix Boulevard right here in Troy. And we're so happy to have them to be a part of the Troy business circle. I want to mention Trojan Auto Parts, Mike Gilcrease today, and we appreciate him very much. Of course, I want to remind you, Coach's Show every Wednesday, and it all starts with Carol of Ozark coming in here at 5:30. Then you've got the Charleston High School Trojans. Coach McCoy's show starts at 6 o'clock. Then the Goshen review of Goshen High School football, and that is at 6 o'clock. Then the Pike Liberal Arts show, Ozark 5:30, Troy 6:30. Ozark 5:30, Troy 6 o'clock. Goshen 6:30, Pike Liberal Arts at 7, and then finally at 7:30 is the Arrington Review with Coach Stephen Gilcrease. Of course, a lot of big games to go in both college and high school, and we'll be giving you information on that. I want to remind you that Pike County Ford wants you not only to come buy a car or a truck, but also come to work for them. If you have sales experience, hey, they want you to be a part of their team at Pike County Ford on the bypass right here in Troy. Boy, I had a great meal this past yesterday. We ate the Red Schoolhouse, of course, and they had peas and they had corn. They had fresh peas, fresh corn, fresh okra. They had fresh fried chicken, as good as you'll find anywhere. They had potato salad. They had the best mashed potatoes you ever eaten with gravy, milk gravy. They had rice with milk gravy. It's just a wonderful place to eat, is that Red Schoolhouse, located just off of Highway 94 in Dublin, Alabama. Of course, Pike Liberal Arts winning big again is moves up the ladder this weekend. They off to another great start, and I was going to take a look at some of the teams that are represented in the top 10 this week, and one of them, of course, is Pike Liberal Arts, ranked number 4 coming in, and then they've got their big battle with their rival, and I mean big rival, and that is Monroe Academy out of Monroeville, Alabama. Of course, let's get ready. Let's get ready for the kickoff. And, ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn Tigers might have fell prey to a tough Bulldog, but, hey, this weekend, it's the Tennessee Volunteers. Yes, the Big Orange is coming to Auburn's Jordan-Hare Stadium this Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock kickoff. It is Auburn and Tennessee right here on Troy Cable, Channel 2, and we appreciate the Auburn Network being so nice to us, and of course Auburn going up against Tennessee, and hopefully they get back. But look out now. Be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. And that was something we were talking about earlier, was that coming off of a loss, sometimes the team's not focused as well as they should be. And then have the Tennessee team who's trying to make a name for itself, and they come in here and wear you out. So you got to be real careful with what you wish for as the Tigers now get ready to go up against Tennessee, a team that is hungry for a victory. Of course, we appreciate Coach Blakeney talking to us this morning, and always a good guy and good friend, and he loves his Troy, Alabama. I promise you that. We got a call coming in, I believe. We'll get it in a minute. Whoa! Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
So the verdict from Coach Blakeney on the Auburn Tigers. Did he say anything about Auburn and their woes?
No, but let me ask you this. Did you ever see Auburn with 8 or 9 men in the box? They knew that this guy was going to run it. He rushed for 199 yards. But did Auburn ever have 8 or 9 in the box? Do you know?
I mean, I thought they did a few times, but
But Auburn, Mississippi State actually spread them out. Even though this guy couldn't throw it, they were still worried about him throwing, weren't they?
Well, the problem is in that game is it's just like you said earlier, the time of possession late in the game, Auburn was just worn out. They've been on the field the whole game. And I think that was really a huge difference.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's running back also ran for 130 yards.
Yeah, exactly. Hill, his name is Hill, and you're exactly right, Mike. That's over 300 yards right there.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Mississippi State's got some real impressive guys on their defensive front with Simmons and Sweat. Sweat, that Auburn couldn't block him, number 9. He had you watch him. He'll play on Sundays, and he'll be a big-time player. But you know something it's one of those things where when it's all said and done, though, it's offensive line play for Auburn. It really is because, Denham's back. The running back that lost Kerryon Johnson, of course, that's a huge factor. But all his receivers are back pretty much from last year. Craig Myers transferred and Hastings is out because of the knee injury. But, Slayton, is a big-time receiver. That Ryan Davis, number 23, is a big-time receiver. I just can't believe that Stenham can't find a way to get him the ball.
I can't either. And that's what stunned me right there was how Mississippi State's offensive line handled Auburn's defense. And, the kid from Greenville, man, he was all over the field. I think he made 14 tackles or something like that.
In typical Auburn fashion, I thought when he blocked that field goal, Davidson blocked the field goal.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to turn it around.
Oh, they're about to come back and win it. And just didn't happen.
Yeah. Davidson, of course, is from Greenville.
Mississippi State, I still think was pretty lucky on 2 calls. I don't think Fitzgerald made it in on 4th down at the goal line, and also don't think that I think Whitlow had the ball across before he fumbled on the goal line as well, but the camera views couldn't overturn it. I tell you what, though, if anybody watched the Alabama-Arkansas game, there's definitely a lot of issues with that Alabama secondary. The Arkansas receivers were wide open throughout the whole game. So that's something that, Tosh Lupaw, the new defense coordinator, and, of course, Saban coaches the defensive backs along with the defensive back coach. That's something they've got to shore up.
No question about
Missouri, because Missouri can score points. There's no doubt about that. They can't stop anybody.
No.
And it'll be, a similar score to probably like the Arkansas game. Alabama probably be in the 50s. And
I was going to look.
I would imagine Missouri would probably be somewhere in the 20s.
Yeah. That was something I was going to look at, about Alabama was actually how long they actually held the ball, too. They didn't have the ball very much because every time they got it, they scored.
The first play of the game, he rolls out and he throws to the tight end, Irv Smith, and he goes 75 yards for a touchdown.
Exactly, no question about it.
All they do is get pushed out of bounds. They never pushed him out of bounds, but that was one of the weirdest things. I've never seen ESPN. There was lightning issue, and due to the fact there was lightning, the players were able to play and the game was able to start, but they have a rule as far as ESPN and their cameras that their cameras can't be in position due to lightning until a certain amount of time goes by. So the first of that game, there's this wide view of the field. You could barely see anything. And it was live television with McElroy and the other guy calling the game on ESPN, but they couldn't use all their cameras initially when the game started. So that was extremely strange to watch the game from that far off.
No question about it. There we go. But let me get this thing away. I'm going to hotwire this good thing. The Crimson Tide of Alabama play this weekend at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff. It's homecoming. at Tuscaloosa. It's Alabama, Missouri, 6 o'clock on ESPN, I believe, Mike. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll have to look and see. I don't know if that's on ESPN or ESPN2. I'll have to check and see.
Well, Alabama, of course, let's take a look.
The big thing is will Georgia LSU be a night game, or will that be the 2:30 game? I'll have to see on that as well.
Exactly right, no question. I was looking at...
I imagine LSU would love to play that game at night, so let's see what they're going to do.
Yeah. Maybe LSU, maybe we saw what the real LSU looks like, Mike. They might not be as good as we thought they were.
Well, Florida was, physical and made a lot of plays, put a lot of pressure on Burrows. Of course, got an interception late in the game, and you got to give Mullen credit, man. I mean, Florida was really, really struggling last year, and of course they fired, McElwain, and Mullen's a really good coach. There's no doubt about it. I would not be shocked at all in 5 years if Mullen wins the national championship in Florida.
No question about it. Of course, he's a fiery guy, no question about it. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff on ESPN, so prime time, as far as I'm concerned, Mike, 6 o'clock. we watch Troy game on TV and then drive over. Is that right?
Yeah, we can be able to watch the Troy game. Of course, huge press conference today. You ought to go over to the press conference today and hear Coach Brown and find out what the status is.
I will.
I'm definitely interested in
no question about it.
And try to, if he's injured, is there a possibility that he can be held out for this week and then have 10 days before South Alabama and he's ready to go play against South Alabama? I think that's what you got to do.
All right, now let me ask you a question. And of course, they love this backup quarterback who is their third-string quarterback. They want a red shirt. He could actually play next week and still be redshirted. Is that right?
Yeah, if he had to come in, he could play up to 4 games. He's only been in the 1 game, so he could play 3 more games and still keep his red shirt.
Has he been in 1 game already?
Yeah, I think he came in and mopped up.
I tell you what, have you seen him? He is about 6'6".
The Gunner Watson guy?
Yeah, he's about 6'6", and he is a pretty thing, I promise you. Of course, I want to mention our good friends at Dixieland Dental today, located 9 miles north of Dothan.
So that will be the CBS game.
Who will?
LSU Georgia will not be at night. That's going to be the 30 game.
So that'll be a good game. Where are they playing that game?
In Baton Rouge.
Well, LSU will have a chance, but I think
Georgia's a 7-point favorite.
I think Georgia just got too much offense right now, and they got a fiery coach. Though these coaches, and they've mentioned Coach Brown on TV 2 or 3 times on different networks, that he's definitely a guy there. But if you look at these guys at Georgia, at South Carolina, let's see, give me another example of a good young coach.
That are fiery coaches?
Yeah, they're real fiery. I would have to say that Jimbo's Texas A&M playing real well. But, and the guy at Florida now is a fiery guy. I mean, there's 5, 6 real good coaches in the SEC right now.
I'll tell you what, the biggest choke job of the weekend might have been Florida State. They were up 27-7 with about 5 minutes to go of the game against Miami. Just dominated that game against Miami, and would have been a big win for Taggart in his first season.
Oh, yeah.
And Miami comes all the way back and wins 28-27.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. Did we have a wide right in that game?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, that was one thing that we were talking about. That wide right has been something that Florida State's had to live with a long time. Wide right on 2 different occasions that would have won Florida State a national championship.
Yeah, back in the Bowden days, there's no doubt.
And at one time, Alabama could have got Bobby Bowden to come be their coach, as good as he was.
Well, the problem was is he didn't want to have to interview, and Alabama said he had to interview.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. I know it. You're right. It was really, really crazy. Of course, I was looking.
Alabama ended up hiring Bill Curry instead.
Yeah, exactly. No question about it. Mike Amos is with us. The biggest win in the state this week's and that game ball has to go to Stanhope Elmore. they beat Wetumpka, Mike, the number 1 team in 6A, and beat them good, too.
Yeah, of course, Wetumpka lost their star quarterback at the start of the season, so it's really amazing how good they could have been.
Oh, yeah, no question.
But kudos to St. Belmore. I don't know who the coach is there, but that's traditionally a really good program over the years.
No question about it. I wanted to mention a few other things.
Of course, Troy's got a good running back out of there, B.J. Smith.
Boy, you know what?
Really become a great player.
You're exactly right. Everybody was saying, "Where's Henderson? Where's Henderson?" The running back from Dale County. We don't need Henderson the way this kid's running. This kid's playing real good football.
And then Daltrey Fry's been great as well.
Yeah, he sure has. And the receivers. Hey, I haven't seen a receiver yet that I'd take over our own number 80.
Oh, Douglas?
Yeah, I like Douglas a lot, and I like Willis a lot. Troy's got some good receivers.
Yeah, Douglas, Willis, and then Sidney Davis has really stepped up. He's played really well as well.
All right, real quickly.
Got the guy that on the deep balls, the Eford kid. He caught one and dropped one, but he can really fly as well.
Mike, give us a little quick rundown on what Alabama's got to look at the rest of the season. I know they've got to play LSU, and they got to play Auburn. Those are only 2.
I mean, it really comes down to if what's going to happen is if Georgia beats LSU, which a lot of people think will happen, LSU will now have 2 losses. So basically, Alabama's got a loss if they want. I mean, I don't think Alabama will lose, but if Auburn, beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa, which I don't see happening now, but the biggest game of the year basically comes down to if Alabama can beat LSU in Baton Rouge. But even if Alabama was to lose that game, if LSU has 2 losses, Alabama still with 1 loss would represent the West and play for the Southeastern Conference Championship against Georgia. So basically, Alabama could even lose a game and still make the playoffs. Is the way it's looking right now. Just due to the fact that Mississippi State's already got 2 losses. LSU's already got 1 loss. Could have 2 against Georgia. Auburn's already got 2 losses in conference. So it's looking really good for Alabama right now. Of course, Mississippi State will play Alabama in Tuscaloosa. If that game was in Starkville, it might be a little bit tougher. But Alabama's schedule, man, they're looking pretty good. Because, I mean, after you play Missouri, you turn around and play Tennessee.
How does Auburn look? The bowl picture, they look pretty good there.
Auburn will really have to turn it on to make a New Year's Day bowl. Because, I mean, right now you're staring at 4 losses pretty easily. I mean, you got to go to Georgia and win. I don't see them doing that. And then I don't see them going to, Tuscaloosa and winning either. So I see 8-4 right now pretty easily, don't you think?
Yeah, but if they go 8-4, it's a pretty good year, really, don't you think?
No, Auburn fans expect more than 8-4. That's not the kind of season you want when you got one of the best quarterbacks in the country coming back and one of the best defenses coming back.
Yeah, he doesn't look like.
I think Auburn fans would be disgusted with that record.
Yeah. Okay. Of course, they've.
8-4 is a mediocre record.
Yeah. But it's a very, I don't know. If you're coming off of an off year, that's not so bad.
You're not coming off an off year, though. They won 10 games and played in the SEC championship game last year.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't think at the start of the season you thought Auburn go 8-4? I didn't.
Seemed like I did.
10-2.
Yeah. Something like that, But
I mean, and Auburn's still got to play Texas A&M.
Yeah. But right now, Auburn's got to go back to the drawing boards and get the team ready. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our show. Brought to you by some great sponsors, and we appreciate all of them on the board. And you'll go by and see them and tell them you heard about it and saw the ad on Troy Cable. Hope that you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, for Today in L.A. Thank you, Mike Amos.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the